Do you struggle to sleep soundly, easily get angry or feel down, forget small things, and feel overwhelmed and isolated? Don't worry, we've all been there. Maybe you're just stressed. Stress isn't always bad. It can be useful for channeling excess energy and focus, like when playing competitive sports or speaking in public. However, when stress becomes chronic and occurs every day, it starts to change our brains. Chronic stress, such as overworking or marital conflicts, can affect the size, structure, and function of our brains, even down to your genetic level. Stress begins with something called the HPA axis, hypothalamus pituitary adrenal, a series of interactions between endocrine glands in the brain and kidneys that control your body's response to stress. When the brain detects a stressful situation, your HPA axis is activated, releasing a hormone called cortisol so your body can react quickly. However, prolonged high levels of cortisol can wreak havoc on your brain. For instance, chronic stress increases activity levels and the number of nerve connections in the amygdala, the fear center of your brain. Alongside increased cortisol levels, electrical signals in your hippocampus, the part of your brain that processes learning, memory, and stress control, deteriorate. The hippocampus also inhibits HPA axis activity, so when the HPA axis weakens, so does your ability to control stress. But wait, there's more. Cortisol can actually shrink your brain. Too much cortisol results in the loss of synaptic connections between nerves and shrinkage of your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for behavior regulation, such as concentration, decision-making, judgment, and social interaction. Stress also reduces the production of new brain cells by your hippocampus. This means chronic stress can make it harder for you to learn and remember things and could be the onset of more serious mental health issues, like depression and ultimately Alzheimer's disease. The effects of stress can even impact your brain's DNA. An experiment showed that how much care rat mothers provided to their newborns determined how those rats responded to stress as adults. Rat pups raised by attentive mothers were less sensitive to stress because their brains developed more cortisol receptors, which bind to cortisol and dampen stress responses. Conversely, pups from neglectful mothers had the opposite outcome, becoming more stress-sensitive throughout their lives. These findings are called epigenetic changes, meaning parental treatment impacts gene expression without directly altering the rat pup's genetic code. These changes can be reversed if the mothers are switched. However, there's a surprising outcome. Epigenetic changes caused by one rat parent can be passed down for many generations. Nevertheless, it's not all bad news. There are plenty of ways to reverse what cortisol does to your stressed brain. The most powerful weapons are exercise and meditation, where you take deep breaths and become aware and focused on your surroundings. Both activities can reduce your stress and increase the size of your hippocampus, thus improving your memory. So, don't feel defeated by the pressures of everyday life. Control your stress before stress controls you.